Dominic Bytes. Welcome to another Minecraft stream. All right, we are going to be doing some Minecraft work today. The server launches tomorrow. Unfortunately, I was not able to stream yesterday because work had to cover somebody's shift. So I'm down a day for working on this, but we'll try and knock out spawn as much as I can. All things considered, I think everything's all set. I've only had like one person who's expressed interest in joining so far. I think hopefully they're sitting around accruing channel points to redeem for the whitelist. I don't know. Hopefully. Well, would hope. So I'm not expecting a giant launch. But hey, whatever. If they don't play the crap, they don't get the shaft. Exactly. So, it's okay. The Minecraft server is here. I plan to play on it. I plan to stream on it. It's a mod pack very much suited for my tastes. So I expected to be one of the few people actually using it, and that's okay. That was kind of like anticipated from the start. If other people want to join, the server allows it. Now, I will also reiterate, if no one plays on the server other than me, then come November, when the renewal bill comes due, I'm just going to let it lapse and let the server go offline, and then just take the world, move it to one-on-one play, and just continue it there. That's how that will work. So if no one joins in, I'm just going to let it expire. That's fine. Yeah, no, I understand, King. Don't worry, I'm not blaming you or anybody else. Like, I understand. Also, it's summer. Summer is low viewer count time. A lot of people are out and about. They're away for college. So, everyone's got lower views than usual right now. I know several partner streamers who normally get like 75, 80, and they're only doing like 40s and 50s. So a lot of people are getting lower view counts than usual. I dropped from being in the double digits to being back to the singles. So I'm like, annoying, but it's just the time of year. But it's okay. It's okay. Now you can consider, now I'm at 45 follower-wise, so I do want to take a quick second here to thank all the people who've followed me since my last stream. So I've had Robot T-Night, Razorwind, Kate Polly, and Chrissy JB. Thank you all so much for the follows. I really appreciate it. I'm at 485, 15 away from 500. Wow. Now, normally something like a server launch would be like an incentive given to hit a certain follower count. So you consider the Minecraft one like an early incentive on 500. I hope I hit 500 here. I'm definitely on track to. So consider it an early reward for the 500. How's that? Also, I can always bring it back. The mod pack's there. I've now made a mod pack and launched a server based on it. I could bring it back if demand arises. So even if it falls down after 4 months, I can always just re-release the mod pack, just run a few updates. Bam, there you go. So it's not that big a deal. But I like playing Minecraft, so this gives me an excuse to get on Minecraft and play more of it, which is great. The programming note, I will not be streaming on Mondays for the foreseeable future due to my work schedule. I have to cover for coworkers who's been out a bit. So 28th, the 4th, and the 11th, I will be working on those days, so I will not have those Mondays off. I've already talked to my boss about it. Now, the plus side is working those Mondays is allowing me to take some extra days off. So I will have an extra day off next week. And of course, I'll have my 2-year affiliate anniversary, the 7th and the 8th. I'll have those off. So that is what's going to basically allow me, working those Mondays allows me to have the Thursday and Friday off for my 2-year affiliate anniversary, while keeping my paycheck at the usual level. I'm not going to take a hit on pay. Nice. Subathon at the end of September. That's sort of the plan that flopped in. I took a vacation from work, and I'm going to use that vacation for a subathon. Ooh. And I'm going to time it at the end of September when the free subs are flowing from Twitch. I think that's good timing. Another reason I'm also streaming is to get away from the VShojo stuff. Oh my god. If you're in my server, you know that what happened to Iron Mouse has pissed me off to a much stronger than degree. Most VTuber drama, I'm whatever. Like, I've heard of like the Cinder drama and some other stuff. Most of that doesn't matter to me. A lot, especially anytime it's like personalities. Like, yeah, people suck. Okay. So that does not offend me. Like, people being mean to each other does not offend me. I feel sorry for those who are affected by it. I understand and I sympathize with victims of it. But it does not like anger me, because that's just normal human behavior. Now, the VShojo thing, though, I'll take a quick moment because this is going somewhere. the VShojo one is an exceptional level of scumfuckery. Like, this is not normal by any measure whatsoever. This is an exceptional tier of scumfuckery, because they stole, like, Justin Ignacio, the CEO of VShojo, embezzled, stole, ripped off $500,000 from charity. And not just like one of those charities that only gives like 10% or something like that. This is an actual proper life-saving charity that has delivered medical research that has kept people alive, including Iron Mouse. So this is an actual proper charity that spends its money responsibly and has actually saved lives. Okay? This is not a, it's different charities occupy different tiers in my book. So the low-tier charities are things like, especially causes of, oh, that's nice. Higher tiers are like, saving pets. I like saving pets. Saving pets is nice. But above that is like saving human lives. So for me, like Red Cross, Red Cross is great to donate blood to. Salvation Army, that's where you want to give your stuff and your money. They're very good about monetary donations. But then, of course, you have the sucky ones like United Way, and some of those are very wasteful. Things like that, but things that actually like save people alive, like medical research stuff, is a high tier. Like St. Jude's is a high tier charity. They save cancer kids. There are a few, like Extra Life has done great work. I've worked with them before. I like raising money for charity, by the way. This is like doing one of my hobbies in real life is working with charities and volunteering and stuff like that. Like I have done literacy programs. I have done actual like disaster relief and things with like the Harvey hurricane. I was actually out there in person, boots on the ground, helping with that. So I do a lot of volunteering. I do a lot of charity stuff in real life. I'm not going to go into detail about too much because I'll dox myself. But like charity stuff is very important to me. I recognize its value, and if you take $500,000 from an actual proper life-saving charity, like you are scum of the earth. Like Justin Ignacio deserves to burn in hell. Well, yeah, they're good for so the trick of the Red Cross is don't give them money. They're wasteful with money, but they're good with blood. Blood donation. Like different charities have different things that they're good at and some things that they suck at. Red Cross sucks with money, but they're good with blood. Donating blood to them is good. They're fine. The LSSG recently, that's true, I haven't kept up on them. The United Way has always sucked. That one I know. I've always been steered away from like United Way. Goodwill, likewise, don't give stuff to Goodwill. They're pretty wasteful. The charities I've donated to have generally been pretty good. So like Central Texas Food Bank is great. The suicide prevention group I was raising money for, I forgot their name now. Sorry. They were pretty good. Innocence Project of Texas, they did great stuff. That's another high tier charity, Innocence Project, because they save people's lives. Specifically, they save the life of people who have been falsely accused or wrongfully convicted, which is very, very strong work, in my opinion. Very necessary work, especially as we live in an over-litigious society. So I like that stuff. Yeah, I won't give my opinion about some other groups because that gets into politics. But yeah, this project, though, is apolitical. They help everybody, and they really have saved lives from being stuck in prison. Good for them. Also all too common. Yeah. But yeah, some juries say, but this wasn't one of them. My point is the Immune Deficiency Foundation is not a scam. They have spent money. They have literally generated medicines that have helped extend the life of Iron Mouse and others. They are a life-saving charity. There's a high-order charity, extremely reputable, and produced actual real results. And Justin Ignacio, the head of the VShojo, stole $500,000 from them. I cannot stress enough how much that makes me want to see him burn in hell. Okay? As I've said, I don't want him dead. I'm not going to say, oh, I wish someone would do something in Minecraft to him. No, I'm not going to make a death threat against him. I want him humiliated. I want him broken. I want him destitute. And I want him as an example to others who do this. All right. I want him to go to prison for wire fraud, for all the felonies that he's committed. I want his estate to be torn down. I want him to lose literally everything from the lawsuits. And I want to have that money go to all the people he ripped off and the charity. I want him to have a ton of bricks. I want to have just Ignacio to be on the streets, homeless, so that all of us can point to him and say, this is what happens to motherfuckers who steal from charity. This is what happens. So, if you need to take a breath, take a breath. I am breathing. Okay, look, I could talk very fast on a single breath. You can't always hear it. For some reason, people think I don't breathe when I talk very fast. I do. It's just, I played music in K through 12. I know how to breathe and talk at the same time. It's a skill. You literally just don't hear my breath pauses because I'm good at it. But yeah, some people think that I get out of breath. I don't. I never get out of breath from talking. Trust me. Let's see. Oh, so Sniper. So yeah, so VShojo, the CEO of VShojo, Justin Ignacio, aka the Gunrun, has been outed as an embezzler, a swindler, and just an overall deep, high-tier scumfuck, worse than Nichi Shanji. Because he not only, because it's on one hand, he wasn't paying his talent. That's bad, obviously. We've seen that before. That's pretty common. Corpo's not paying their talent. Yeah, well, we've seen this before. That's normal scumfuckery. He went further. He stole money from charities. He took the 500,000 donations that he promised to the Immune Deficiency Foundation, and he pocketed it. He embezzled the money. And they've got a bit rights on it. Legal's already on it. So, but yeah, he is literally stolen money from a charity that saves lives, that helps people and keeps them alive. Like, that is a deep tier of scumfuckery. That is morally reprehensible. And that guy needs to suffer. He needs to suffer and keep suffering. I wish nothing but harm upon him. Like I said, one of my jokes I've made on Blue Sky is, hey, so South Korea, Johnny Somali is treated as what they call loot goblin, where basically South Koreans can walk up, if they see Johnny Somali on the street, they can walk up and just punch him, and they don't have to worry about going to jail because they've already raised money so that anyone who gets arrested for that, they'll immediately have their bond paid, the defense is paid. They will not go to jail or be arrested for punching Johnny Somali, right? Even the police have kind of just let it go. So if Johnny Somali gets attacked on the street, they just let it happen because he targets women and the elderly and children with his antics and is just a nuisance who deserves very much to suffer. And he will. You'll definitely be rotting in a Korean prison. So I nominate Justin Ignacio to be the American equivalent of Luke Goblin. You see him on the street, punch him because he decided to steal money. He's a Luke Goblin now. Now do that in Minecraft. I can't encourage that in real life. Obviously, because Twitch TOS. But I nominate him for the role of American Loot Goblin. So if he dares show his face at any convention, I want him always looking behind his back, wondering if someone's going to come up behind and punch his lights out. Because he deserves that. He deserves to die. I said, don't kill him. That was the fun. Let him walk around paranoid for the rest of his life. And hopefully, when he goes to prison, I will 100% be like, hey, anyone want some extra money on their commissary? Well, you got Justin Ignacio in there. Yeah, I think that is totally valid. Don't kill him. As I said, Ignacio shouldn't die. We need him as an example. He needs to be made an example of. He needs to suffer. And he needs to suffer for a good 40 to 50 years so we can point to his suffering as an example to others. I will say two things have happened back to back that have pissed me off greatly. You have the collective shout types, which I won't get into too much because that's politics, because of their stuff, but they pissed me off. And it's just the Ignacio guy. This isn't politics. This is apolitical scumfuckery. This I can talk about and not, because everyone agrees that this guy deserves to, this guy deserves a lot of kicks to the nuts, and I completely support it. So, Ben Kinder, thank you very much for the subscription. I appreciate it. Thank you. Sorry, I was right in the middle of my rant. But no, Justin Ignacio is a piece of shit. He should be treated as such. Memorize his face. He lives in San Francisco. I'm sure people are going to be sharing his address around. He deserves it. Good. He doesn't deserve. This guy should suffer. I think everyone agrees on that. He stole from a charity that helps children and adults live better lives, and he did it to line his own goddamn pocket. That is you have proven you are unfit for civilization. Your civilization card is revoked. We do not have to treat you as a human anymore, because you are human garbage, and you should be treated as that. I know Iron Mouse and Connor have said, hey, everyone stay calm and stuff. I don't. This kind of behavior makes me angry on a deep level. It takes a lot to get me angry, by the way. I don't rouse to anger about every little thing. It just this kind of thing, yeah, this makes me angry. This pisses me off. So now, where is this going? So, my fundraiser for the Texas, Is This Project of Texas has ended. They've raised a little bit of money. That's nice. That's cool. Thanks to Project Heos for his donations on that. He was the primary donor. Awesome. I know that they will do good things with the money that we've raised for them. Now, the new charity for eBay is the Immune Deficiency Foundation. As I said, just Ignacio stole $500,000 from them. We're going to help make him back. Now, Iron Mouse has already done that. Iron Mouse's Delta is already at $500,000. Many shout out to Gamer Subs and to a lot of other streamers for donating to that. I think Gamer Subs put in like $15,000, which is what they donated the last time. It was crazy. So kudos to them and a lot of others for really helping out on the raise money for the charity. So hey, am I going to raise a ton of money? No, but hey, you know what? I'm going to have it there, and if you feel like giving, please do, because they just got ripped off. They got ripped off by one of the worst human beings on the planet right now, who I think everybody, regardless of politics, has agreed this motherfucker deserved to suffer, and they got ripped off by him. They don't deserve it. They did nothing wrong. Let's help them out. And I definitely agree with that. And again, the charity literally helps people stay alive. So the money you donate to them will help people stay alive. And that's a worthwhile cause. Hands down. That is definitely a worthwhile cause to donate to. And good on Iron Mouse for raising awareness of the whole thing. Now, I should also say, I'm not like major Iron Mouse fan. She's not my Oshi. I know of her. I had a friend who was really into her, specifically her interactions with Kana. They were adorable. I have seen clips of them. They are very, very wholesome. Iron Mouse is one of the most just adorable, wholesome beings on the planet. Never heard anything bad about her or Connor. Even people who disagree with Connor or who don't get along with Connor have said he's a stand-up guy. So that's pretty cool. Even other drama tubers who hate everybody are like, no, Connor's cool. So those two are great, and the fact that VShojo messed with them is a travesty, an absolute travesty. It's not normal at all. Again, what has happened to the Immune Deficiency Foundation is in no way normal and should not be treated as such or dismissed as such. This is an exceptional tier of injustice that deserves rage and anger over, including my own, and we should get mad at this, and we should know that Justin Ignacio, aka the Gun Run, is 100% responsible for this, and we should all hope that he sees justice. Now, patience is required. Now, I'm going to hope that he's hit with the felony charges. We already know what his strategy is, legal mindset, I think nailed it, is that they're probably going to try to declare bankruptcy real quick and then be like, we don't owe anybody anything because we're bankrupt. Well, let's hope there are some exceptions to that. Again, Justin needs to be held personally accountable for it. He needs to have his life utterly destroyed. Let's hope the DA will hit him with the federal charges, because wire fraud, tax evasion, and some other stuff, those are no jokes. That's not just Club Bed. That goes further than that. So that'll be good. So let's hope that Ignacio is in for some really, really bad days here. I would not be surprised, though, if he was trying to destroy evidence and stuff like that to cover his tracks. Also wouldn't be surprised if he tried to flee the country. Now, if he flees the country, all bets are off on that one. Because, walking up to a guy and punching them on the street in America might get you in trouble. If you go to a third world country, though, if he flees to someplace without extradition, things get really fun. because then you could just bribe the cops to let you do whatever you want. If he's dumb enough to run to a place with no extradition treaty, then he's, I definitely could see some people getting paid to follow him and have some fun at his expense. So, I would not be among them. But again, I would consider it wrong. It would not be immoral to do something like that. Basically, I have a hard code of ethic. It keeps people wondering, like, where are you coming from on this, Dominic? Like, I've never heard you talk like this. So I have a code. That code is I believe in civilized behavior. There's civilized behavior and barbaric behavior. Now, I believe in treating civilized people in a civilized manner. And civilized treatment means, you try to be nice to them, you try to be decent to them. You don't lie, cheat, and steal your fellow man, because that's not good. Try to be better than that. Try to treat other people decently. You can't always like hold somebody's hand. You can't always you can't always help them out. I'm just one person. There's only so much I can do. You can't always rescue somebody. You can't save everyone, basically. And first you have to save yourself. You always have to think about yourself. That's fine. But you don't try to be a barbarian. You don't stab them in the back just randomly. I would say stabbing somebody in the back for reasons of greed, well, understandable, is still terrible. But people who just do it just because they can, like Collective Shout, they're even worse because they're just doing it on a whim, or they're doing it out of like hatred. So though, like what Ignacio did, stealing from a charity for greed, I consider that, it's pretty damn bad. And once somebody does something like that, once somebody does something so egregious that they have proven themselves incapable of civilized behavior, that's why I say all bets are off. As I said, I don't believe in like murdering people. Murder is bad. Theft is bad. Violence is bad. Like, don't just walk up to a random person, punch them for no reason. That's not good. Don't do that. But if the person is an evil son of a bitch, like Justin Ignacio, to my book, that's when morality drops off, because that's when the person is like, well, no, they're evil. They actually do deserve punishment and suffering. Now, I prefer justice to be dealt out by the systems in place, because then it is impartial. Then it is, then it's better. Lynch mobs are also bad. I do not support lynch mob justice, because too often lynch mobs kill innocent people. This is why you don't hear me supporting the Luigi stuff. I won't get too much into it because politics, but one reason you don't hear me supporting Luigi stuff is, if you try to do that, there's a good chance you end up just shooting an innocent person. I imagine, like, when Luigi shot that guy, imagine if he had killed, like, an innocent, like, missed his target and hit some innocent bystander. That'd be horrible. That'd be terrible. And unfortunately, that's what's more likely than not to happen when you try to do that. So don't do that. Don't hurt innocent people. If they file for bankruptcy, still has to pay their debts. Yes. They cannot pay off the debts. Can be taken as a payment. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Legal mindset broke it down. Now, the good news is, because they're in California, for once, being in California is a good thing, because the laws there actually make it much harder, because what they'll try to do is say, we don't owe our talent because they're independent contractors. But because in California, though, if you're an independent contractor who makes more than 75% of your income from a company, your debt is prioritized. It's not unsecured debt. It's higher tier, which means they have to pay you. The question is, how much money is left there to pay with? And that's another worry I have, is like, probably right now, Ignacio's probably like taking as many assets he can, shuffling them to like offshore accounts or something like that. I mean, this dude's been active for like 14 plus years. He is a tech bro. He probably knows some tricks to hide money. That's what I'm worried about right now. He's probably covering up his tracks and probably moving the money. That's why you don't see any official statement from VShojo. If I had to guess, Ignacio right now is doing some illegal, shady shit to try to get as much money out of this as he can before he disappears or tries to disappear. That's my guess. Because he stole $500,000 for charity. This man has no morals. He has no ethics. He is a barbarian. He should be treated as such. And he is there. So yeah, going back, like, what's your moral compass? My moral compass is treat civilized people in a civilized manner. Don't be purposefully cruel. Don't be purposefully evil towards others. Neither cruel nor cowardly, as the doctor would say. Barbarians. No. What? I'm Chinese. When I say barbarian, I have a specific meaning to barbarian. Barbarian is contrasted with civilized, okay? And I don't mean barbarian the D&D class, okay? About the barbarian as in like the uncivilized, the looters, the hordes that come in and only know how to loot, rape, and pillage. Those types. Those aren't good. You can't build a civilization with those types. And it is good to vilify people like that who have that impulse, because they are a destructive force. They murder the innocent. They are evil. Barbarians are evil. They murder the innocent. I mean, that's not a controversial take here. Okay, concept of barbarism and the concept of viewing certain social structures as barbaric is not, in my opinion, controversial. Okay, that might be a hot take. I don't know. Oh, hey, Zachy. Sorry, I'm going into a little bit of my personal philosophy here before I start into Bytecraft. Just to clarify. So, treat civilized people in a civilized manner. But when you run into a barbarian, no mercy. Because because the protection of civilization, a civilized person has to remember the judicious use of violence. It's not that violence in and of itself is bad. It's that violence misapplied is bad. Barbarians, as a threat to you, should be eliminated. It's self-defense. If someone attacks you, they are engaging in a barbaric act. They are trying to kill you for no reason. So you're allowed to defend yourself. You're allowed to eliminate them, because then that's self-defense. So that's the example of what I mean. You shouldn't go up to somebody and attack them. But if someone attacks you, you defend yourself. And likewise, there are certain behaviors that in my book say this person's a barbarian, and this person has lost their privileges of being treated in a civilized manner. Ignacio has met that category in my book. Collective shell, same deal. So there you go. Hopefully that explains for everything. Barbarian is from Greece. How about everyone who do not speak Greek because it sounded like bar? Oh, I see. That's interesting. So in my case, I use the Chinese concept of it, which is, because the Chinese were very multinational. That's something that isn't discussed much. The Chinese were very diverse. We were very diverse. The Han Chinese, but you have like 100+ different tribes and ethnicities in China. Here's the trick. What unified us is we had a concept of civilized behavior. Okay, here is what civilized behavior is. If you do this, you're civil. Awesome. You're an intelligent person. This is why like Jesuits, Jews, and Muslims who came to China are assimilated because they engaged in civilized behavior. But barbarians, like the Mongolians, the Huns, those sorts, that was reprehensible. Those people who would just invade and pillage and burn and murder en masse, those were not regarded as civilized. And so those, we took steps to eliminate, to protect ourselves. And that's totally justifiable. It is completely justifiable to eliminate people who are invading your lands and raping and pillaging. There's nothing wrong with that. In order to maintain civilization, you have to do that. It's Popper's the paradox of tolerance. If you tolerate the violent, if you tolerate those who actively seek the destruction of your civilization, you will cease to have a civilization. Civilization cannot tolerate those who would use violence to destroy. And we've talked ourselves out of that. Mongols is complex. I know. Don't get me wrong. I'm a fan of Kublai Khan. Kublai Khan was actually really interesting because in the end, he actually got assimilated by Chinese culture and became civilized. That's the interesting thing. Like Kublai Khan, Fletcher. Genghis Khan, oh boy. Yeah, that dude. Oh man. I mean, I respect Genghis Khan. Because, oh boy, that guy would, he'd murder pretty much everyone here today. Oh man, Genghis Khan was a beast, but he's not civilized. Genghis Khan was not civilized. He was a conqueror. He was a barbarian. Kublai Khan was not a barbarian. They want to trade with everyone. Blocked, so they ended up getting desperate. And it's too well. I don't know. They have to dig more into that one. There were issues. Okay, so the tribes up north we're very fond of like bandits, things like that. Oh, bandits. There you go. That's another class. So, bandit tribes. Now, banditry is also interesting because like one of the things in Chinese history that you studied is, at what point do good men become bandits? Because one of the warning signs is when good men have to turn to banditry to provide for their families, that's when you know that the dynasty is about to fall. Because, bad men turn to banditry because they're lazy, because they just want an easy out, they just want to loot. But when good men are forced to turn to it because it's that or their kid starves, that's when your nation is in trouble. Because that's when you're not providing proper outlets for good people. And that's one of the warning signs. So banditry, I think you can say there's complexity there. Good at fighting stuff. Let's keep going. Yes, that's true too. Yeah, the Mongolians were very good at fighting. Oh boy, yeah. I understand, like, when I call the Mongolians barbarians, it's because they lack civilization, but it's not because they're weak or anything like that. They're just not civilized. So there's a difference there. But anyway, in my opinion, Justin Ignacio, the head of VShojo, is a barbarian. He should be treated as such by literally everybody, and no mercy or quarter should be shown to him. I fully support his complete and total life ruination. No holds bar on that. His behavior is an affront to anyone decent. I think we can all agree on that. His stealing $500,000 from charity is an affront to humanity itself, and he should not allow to be part of the human condition anymore. He should be humiliated. He should be shamed. He should have everything, all his material possessions stripped from him, by any means necessary. And he should basically just have a target on his back for the rest of his life. I don't think he should be allowed to ever recover from it. Unless he were to grovel and be like, all right, I'm going to sell my house. It's worth several $1 million. I'm going to sell my house. I'm going to give it all to this charity. Please forgive me. If he did something like that, okay. I'm not going to completely dismiss the chance of maybe someone as evil as him could be like, oh shit, I fucked up. Oh wow. Maybe he stole the $500,000 on a whim. Maybe it was a bad intrusive thought or something. Okay. So I'll give some leeway even there, because hey, I could be somewhat reasonable. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think he's going to double down on the scumfuckery. I think he's going to continue to try to screw people over. And if he does double down, no, I don't think there should be any coming back from that. I think he should absolutely just be pummeled into submission, and not welcome back to polite company, period. So anyway, there's a long story short. I support Iron Mouse and her impending lawsuits, and as well as literally everybody else. I think they should all not only sue VShojo, but him personally. I think Ignacio personally should be sued. That way he can have everything taken from him. I think he was personally responsible, and I hope they find evidence that he conspired to do it, because that would be great. Because if you commit criminal acts, business liability stuff and all, blah, 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 but if you personally conspire to commit criminal acts, you're liable for that. Business immunity goes away if you do that. Pummel this mission the way I like. Well, hey, look, if Ignacio goes to prison, it will probably be in the way that you like. I don't think he's going to like it, but I think the rest of us are all going to laugh. Yes, that is a prison sex joke. I don't know if it. If somebody gets offended by me making a prison sex joke, then fine, whatever. But something like that, they deserve. All right. Anyway, sorry. I shouldn't talk too much about drama. It is. I do. One thing is drama streaming and all that. It gets these temporary views, but never lasts, and it can drive away the people who want chill vibes. So there are probably people out there looking for chill vibes. I should probably provide that. But I've been ranting on this for a half hour. I think that's sufficient time for the topic. I may clip this and put this as a separate YouTube thing, or have this removed from the Bytecraft stuff. But yes, current charity is Immune Deficiency Foundation. Please give money to them. The best thing those of us who are civilized can do is to give money to charity. than to have something constructive come of Ignacio's destructive barbarism. I think his actions are destructive and selfish. I think the best we can do is give to the charity and help them build something better. Actually, I should say selfish. Because ultimately it's self-destructive, right? His behavior is barbaric and self-destructive in the end because it has destroyed him. His reputation is now trash. His company is gone. Everyone will know him as the guy who stole from charity, the guy who embezzled money, the guy who ripped off some of the sweetest people on the planet and made them cry. Like, that's his reputation now and will always be that. And he's young too. So he's got a good 50, 60 years of life left in him, probably, and he's always going to be known as that. I know I will definitely remind people of it going forward. There will be no forgiveness there. But yeah, donate to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I'm angry about it. A lot of people are angry about it, which is good. This is exceptional. This is an exceptional case. I cannot emphasize it enough. The fact that I avoid drama, but I am talking about this should tell you just how significantly exceptional this is. Because, yeah, I get most drama to me isn't worth talking about. Most of it resolves itself. This is truly and fundamentally offensive to human dignity itself. This is offensive. And it's worth making an exception for, in my book. So, I won't make very many of these. As I said, I'm also pissed off at the collective shell people, but I'm not going to talk about it too much because it's political nature. I don't want to get into that. But this is not political. This is just straight up, like, anyone who has any human decency whatsoever is offended by this, and rightly so. All right, so the Bumbles evaded territory raids, block of trade. They believe betrayed them in trades, and because they were running low on food, they reported fast enough. Sure, had leader splinter, became a bunch of tribes, reunited, fight against spiral for glory and riches. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Let's see, because they came in towards the end of the Tang Dynasty, I think it was. And yes, so and one of the markers of the weaker dynasties was their handling of the barbarians. Yeah, it's because because what the in stronger times, like the Han, the Song, the Tang, or the way that they managed the barbarians was they would help. Oh, hey, Roger. Would I buy into the craft? Thank you. So what the emperors the smart emperors would do is they would actually help the northern tribes. They would pick a northern tribe, stabilize them, establish trade, work out deals, stuff like that. Share food, basically keep them happy, and then they would and then their trade partner would then have the ability to keep the other lesser tribes at bay, essentially. And that's how they kept the North often in check. But when the Chinese dynasties weakened, when they didn't have enough food to share, when they couldn't do the trade, or when the emperor was an idiot, that's when the instability up north would build up. And I think that's what you're going to, King. So, yes. So the fact that the northern tribes got into that condition, were allowed to devolve into that, was a reflection of bad leadership, I think, on the Chinese part. So, but yeah, you have a point there. And normally the Chinese dynasties would stop that from getting that far, because they'd have policies and so on. So, yeah. Hey, not every emperor was a great emperor. We all know that. I mean, the Chinese, there are plenty of bad emperors in Chinese history. I mean, Wu Zetian and Dowager being two of the absolute worst. Dowager, I think, is arguably the worst. Not just China that affected the Mongols. Oh, that's true, too. What? No, what do you mean, Ting? No, China has always been the most important country in the world in all of human history, period. Well, there you go. No, I'm kidding. That's a joke. I'm making a joke. But anyway, so let's move on from this topic here. So if you have any spare money, please donate to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. They will be the charity I raise money for the foreseeable future, probably for a good chunk of time, unless I get something else pops up that's even higher end or something like that, maybe a disaster or something like that. But for right now, Immune Deficiency Foundation will be the charity I raise money for a good chunk of time. And help them out as can. That's what I'll say. Let's see. Oh, also, I had my first sale other good news before I move on. I had my first sale of your sponsorship, Dragon's Tea, or Dragon's Treasure, I should say, the tea and coffee company. Just tea right now. I think the roaster broke, so they not sell coffee at the moment, but someone bought some stuff using my code, so yay! Awesome. I made a sale using my sponsorship link. Woohoo! That's nice. I appreciate it. So, if you need tea or coffee, consider Dragon's Treasure. T-Man is an awesome dude. If you want coffee, Oshi Cafe still has coffee in stock. You can get some through them. Yeah, no, again, King, I'm not trying to guilt you into it. Don't worry. I understand. I appreciate the fact that you're here being a moderator for me and watching me. That's honestly, why I do this. I would not be having as much fun if there weren't people here. I could have fun with no people here, but it's more fun with people, It's one of those things. I like the fact that there are people here. And I appreciate all of you, especially as I'm coming up here. Yes, that's what the sword next to your name means. You're a mod. You're one of my mods. You're one of my stream mods. I told you this. You are aware that you're a mod. I've told you this. Yeah, you're one of my mods. There's Diesel and Sage are my other two mods. Unfortunately, Drake, Diesel, and Sage are my other three mods. Unfortunately, Drake pretty much does not have any time for online stuff anymore. He hasn't been online forever. As Sage is usually working, and Diesel is usually also unavailable as well. But so you're my main mod, actually, right currently. But yeah, thank you everyone. So let's see. Any other programming notes before we get started? Man, it's been a while. I've been sorry. 40 minutes of talking. I can yap for a while. I know I hold back, but as you can tell, with the Just the Ignacio thing and VShojo, I am actually genuinely heated. This is not a performative anger. This is not me trying to do clout or something like that. I am genuinely pissed off by this, because this is so nasty, just so nasty. Oh my god. One reason I'm glad that I posted in my server, one reason I am glad of the Twitch charity thing is I don't have to worry about screwing it up. When you donate the money through the button, it goes right to the charity. I don't handle it. I can't mess that up or misplace it or anything like that. It just goes straight to charity, easy peasy. So I like that, because I would feel bad if someone gave me money to give to a charity and I mishandled it or misplaced it or lost or something. I'd feel pretty damn bad. I would feel very terrible for that. And so I'm glad for the Twitch function of direct donation, because it reduces those odds. I could just be like, hey, donate. Here's a way to do it. Voice got shaky for a bit there. Yes, that's also because I have, that's right, King, you missed it. So I'm using a new voice. So my old voice and voice mod broke. I was using the Genki anime one. It broke. Now it just gives static. I don't know what's wrong with it. So I have switched voices. I'm now using a new one's got some auto-tune to it. A little bit, not too much. So when I talk for a really long time or have extended notes or something like that, you'll hear some auto-tune kick in. It sounds really pretty in my book. Everyone agreed on the last stream. My voice broke. Yes. One of your slime avatar throat raped me so hard that I broke my voice box. Yes. Anyway, let's see. I still need to commission the art for that, but unfortunately Chaka's been super busy, and I've taken some bad financial hits lately, so I can't really. Yeah, I'm gonna have to slow down my art commissions. This is another announcement I should have. So Ginger's got some done for me. I'm probably gonna have to slow down on art comms, sadly, because I did lose out on some finances. I had some financial opportunities not pan out, which really sucks. So kind of need to focus on paying off my bills before I buy anything more expensive. It sucks, but that's how it is sometimes. Don't worry, I'm not in danger of being homeless or destitute. I just need to cut back on the spending. Be a little more mindful of my budget. That's all. So if things get bad, I would let y'all know. But I'm trying to avoid any bad stuff, any financial bad stuff. But I do have all my ideas for comms written down. I've had to put some on pause for the moment. Let's see. All right. Let's see. That should do it for that. I'll probably cut this early chunk as like a separate thing on the VOD. So if you watch the VOD on this, let me know what you think of the Iron Mouse situation. What do you think of the VShojo thing? I'll post a link to a donation link here in the description below, so you can give money to it. And oh yeah. I heard about Ozzy Osbourne. I did not know that it was a week after his farewell tour. Wow, that's okay. I actually didn't know that part. I actually didn't know he was going to farewell. So I'm not like Ozzy. I know Ozzy Osbourne's got a ton of fans. I never watched his reality show. I know of it. Like Ozzy and Sharon, I know about it. I never watched it. I'm not a big fan of reality TV in general. The only reality TV I enjoy is like cooking stuff, like Food Network. That's about it. So stuff that's about restaurants or about cooking, Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares, that kind of stuff. I like that. I like that kind of reality TV. Science shows, but I don't like, the Ozzy Osbourne family stuff, never interested in me. I do know of his music. I think some of his songs, I forgot what they were off on my head, so yeah, terrible. I'm more of a Deep Purple fan than an Ozzy Osbourne fan. That's me. Let's see. But yeah, I did. I did hear about Ozzy Osbourne, that he passed away, but I did not know it was a week after his farewell tour. Now I like to think, I posted this on Twitter, I like to think that the conversation between him and the Reaper was very, very casual. Like, Ozzy passed away, and his soul popped up, and it was like, Sharon, why aren't you listening to me? Why didn't you hear me? He was just like confused as what's going to happen. But the Reaper appeared, and Donna was like, oh, I guess that's it. And the Reaper's like, yes, it is. Like, well, what happens next then? Like, you go where you are meant to go. And which I say, do I get to rock hard? And the Reaper says, I would imagine so. Then he gets to move on, And hopefully, may Ozzy party hard wherever he's headed next. Hey, what would be cool? Hey, it'd be a cool idea. Imagine the isekai anime where it's Ozzy Osbourne did isekai. Ozzy Osbourne died of old age here, and he gets isekai into another world where he has to bring heavy metal or rock and roll to a fantasy world. That'd be cool. Or steampunk world. Actually, steampunk would be better. Steampunk has more instruments, so that'd be cool. Now I want that. Now let's see. Yeah, let's see. The elderly metal legend died and was reborn into a steampunk world of brass instruments. There you go. I don't know, metallic instruments, something like that. But just have like generic old rocker dude passes away, and now he's got to relive the dream in another world. I'd watch that. That sounds like it'd be really cool. Maybe because like his life was so impacted by drugs and alcohol and stuff, he'd actually be more of a straight edge in the next life, just so he can like go harder. that would also be a cool twist. A lot of stuff you can do with that concept. So when you're on that, let me know down below. What did you think of the VShojo situation? That whole drama. Do you, like me, hope that just Ignacio becomes the North American loot goblin for the rest of his life? I hope so. I hope he is treated the same way South Korea treats Jai Somali, because they deserve it. 100%. He is an embezzler. He is a scumfuck. I hate his guts. I've never met the man, but I hate his guts. And I'm probably going to continue hating him for a while. What he did to making Iron Mouse cry is like, that's bad. That's real bad. Like, how much of a scum do you have to be to take a girl who can't leave her own house because of Muse syndrome and like make her sad and like take advantage of her and guilt trip her and like emotionally manipulate her? Like, how much of a scumfuck do you have to be to essentially bully someone in that condition? Like that is, man. Again, that is some deep level sociopathic evil that should not exist in this world. And that I think offends all of us, and as it should. All right, this is Dominic Bytes signing out. When next we meet, may your robot body be fully charged.
productive little devil. It's almost as if you're trying to impress me with your endurance.
Hey guys, welcome to the stream, Dominic Bytes. Hopefully everything works out for you, buddy.
Hey, Dominic. How are you?
Hi, Dom. Welcome.
Hey, Dom, how's it going?
Hi, Dominic.
Hi, Dominic. Hi, Dominic. Sorry, guys. Dominic is, you know, a friend of ours.
Hey, Dominic Bytes. Welcome. Welcome on by.
Hi there, Dominic. How's it going?
Hello, Dominic. Hello. How you doing?
Hi there, Dominic.
Hello, Dom. How's it going? Welcome. Howdy.
Hey, Dom. So good to see you. Hi.
Hi there. Hi, Dominic. Hi.
How's it going, Dominic? Welcome in. Mwah.
How are you doing, Dominic? How's your day been, bro?
Yo, Dominic, how's your day going? Glad you can make it.
Hi, Dominic. How are you? Lovely to see you.
Dom! Hang on there! What are you implying? Whoa, what are you implying?
Oh, damn. Look at that. Dominic, off the hook, chain, handle, and wagon.
Dominic Bytes. Oh, it's you.
Oh dear Dominic Bytes, let's just say there are certain positions we could explore together that would make even the most advanced AI blush.